From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
Hello everyone. Well, with the last previous updates, this is a great resource to start with because it really does tell the story of the day. So what really stands out are all these clouds, right? That's the puffy cumulus clouds. That's the thunderstorms developing. And as they rise, those clouds rise in the upper levels of the atmosphere, the upper level winds below those cloud tops, and they see how they fan out right here. So kind of an interesting sight here with those thunderstorms that did develop. You can also see all the smoke, unfortunately, from the fires, especially off to the north and to the west. And something I wish I didn't have the opportunity to report, but it is interesting. So let's tell you about it. So sometimes during these fires, you get these flare-ups, unfortunately. We did see a flare-up of the fire in Siskiyou County. And what happened was that heat rose very rapidly and you get these cumulus clouds that develop as a result. You can clearly see it right here. You see how that puff really kind of develops right here and then it kind of scoots down to the south. Now behind that, you can see the big plume of smoke associated with that big flare-up. So you can see that right here. That's the fire in Siskiyou County. And of course, all of the smoke for the most part is blowing off to the north into southern Oregon. Now, I do want to mention that during the weekend, to give myself a little bit of a break, I do less updates during the day so I can have at least some time off, but I still do the updates. So unless something major happens with the fires, I'm not going to be updating on the fires as much as well. So with that said, if something major happens, I will, of course, no need to worry, I will, of course, keep you updated with anything major should something happen. But again, if something doesn't, there will be less updates. But something you should know about anyway, because this will be a great resource for you, especially over the weekend, since I will be doing less updates, is you can go to weathernorcal.com, scroll down. This is, of course, the live channel that you can see right here. This is the live 24-hour streaming channel, right? You scroll down below that, and there is the fire dangers. You click on that, and now you got watch duty. And really the cool thing about this is you can find out any information about any fire. So let's go and just click on this one right here. This is the lake fire. And it will give you all the updates with the fire itself. And if there's any evacuation warnings or any watches, it will have that information right at the top for you all the time with the latest information. So really a great resource here with Watch Duty. And there's lots of great other information on here as well. So be sure to check that out. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the forecast now. And here's the smoke, right? And most of the smoke is in the vicinity of where the fires are, as you'd expect. And the wind, for the most part, is blowing off to the north, pushing most of the smoke up into southern Oregon, but of course a lot of that smoke still over the north coast in western Siskiyou County, Trinity County, not as much though for the valley. Then as we go into your Saturday throughout the day, once again, most of the smoke is in the vicinity of where the fires are, not as much outside of the fires. Now, inland and mountain showers and thunderstorms will unfortunately continue through the weekend for Saturday, for Sunday as well. But temperature-wise, we are expecting a drop in our temperatures, especially by the end of the weekend and beginning of next week. In fact, all of next week, it will be much cooler out there, so we can certainly look forward to that. Here's a look at your North Coast forecast. Those temperatures are going to be in the low 60s here as we go into the early morning hours, but temperatures for the daytime highs on Saturday, upper 90s with that chance for showers, maybe some thunderstorms inland, but mainly Trinity County is where I do expect to see most of those thunderstorms with temperatures in the low to mid 90s for those daytime highs. Now, we have an area of low pressure that has been off to the west. With that rotation around that low, it's been transporting a lot of moisture. Now, what's happening is that low pressure system is going to be shifting down to the south of us. That's going to change the direction in which the storms are moving, but it will also bring us less moisture. That being said, we still have thunderstorms in the forecast. This is tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. There are those thunderstorms in Trinity, western Siskiyou County, but some of those could make their way into extreme eastern portions of Humboldt and Del Norte County as well. There's 6 p.m. on Saturday. The activity is pretty much dying out. We get a bit of a break and then more activity coming in through the day on Sunday. And you'll notice the direction that this is moving. Now it's moving in this direction down to the south and west. That's because the low pressure system is down to our south and we've got that rotation around that low and then coming down on the back side of it. So yeah, we could see some showers. Of course, you know, you got the Humboldt County Fair in Ferndale is where, of course, the fairgrounds are. Yeah, it looks like maybe some showers around there as we go into Sunday afternoon. Nothing major, but maybe a little wet out there. And then we go into Sunday night. Looks like we see a bit of a break. But what you can't see on this map is off to our east. This right here is the remnants from Hurricane Hilary. A lot of rain embedded in here. Now, it'd be nice if we could get that to come over us. We could really use just the good old-fashioned rain, right, to help with the firefighters and the fires that are going on right now. But unfortunately, this looks like is mainly heading up north, and we're just going to kind of get maybe the west side of some of that rain, and that's probably about it. So unfortunately, we're just not going to get much rain, most likely, at least that's what it looks like at this point, out of Hilary. Speaking of Hurricane Hilary, there it is. It's continuing to move to the north. It is still a Category 4 hurricane as we speak. But as it moves north into the colder waters, we see it begin to dissipate and break apart, get weaker. By the time it makes its landfall into the northern Baja region, it will be a Category 1 hurricane, but there is going to be a lot of wind damage. There's going to be flooding damage. You're going to have large swells along the coast, and even large swells along the coast there in the Gulf of California as well. So there are going to be a lot of issues here for Baja California, and even Southern California. It is going to have an impact, a pretty big one at that. It's still most likely going to be a tropical storm as it's over Southern California, which means heavy rainfall, probably looking at some gusty winds. That's going to create some problems. We're talking mudslides, debris flows, and not to mention that localized flooding. But you can see the main swath of moisture is moving northward into Nevada, and we're just getting kind of the western fringe of it, giving us some light rain. The winds may pick up a little bit, but that will really be the main impact. Temperatures are much cooler too. We're dropping down into the low 80s for those daytime highs by Monday and Tuesday of next week. Boy, that looks refreshing. And not getting much warmer after that in the upper 80s for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Let's take a look at those wave heights. Unfortunately, they are going to be fairly high out there. So should you need to get on the water, just know that those wave heights are pretty high, about 10 to even upwards of 12 feet. Your winds for tomorrow from the northwest at 5 to 10 knots. There you can see your waves from the northwest at 9 feet at 9 seconds, and from the west at 4 feet at 12 seconds. And of course, we're looking at those high seas out there. All right, maybe you're heading out to the Humboldt County Fair. It is in Ferndale, August 17th. All the way through the 27th. It's a fairly long fair. Now Saturday, pretty nice weather. Looking at partly cloudy skies, dry conditions, temperatures upper 60s. Now don't let this deter you, but there is a slight chance for showers, especially on Sunday and then maybe again on Monday, but it will probably be for a brief period of time, so I wouldn't let that kind of deter you from heading out to the fair over the weekend. Here's what we have in store for us tonight. We take you into tomorrow, and there it is, the thunderstorms in Trinity County, maybe some showers and some thunderstorms again tomorrow afternoon for the inland areas. Otherwise, dry for the coast on Saturday with temperatures in the mid-60s. Your 7-day outlook. I've got that chance for showers for Crescent City, the entire coast really, for Sunday, and even quite possibly into Monday. I think a better chance on Sunday than Monday, by the way. And then for Hoopa, Weaverville, basically inland areas, and for Trinity County, all the way through next Tuesday, we'll be looking at chances. Now, the best chances for thunderstorms will be Saturday and Sunday, and then the chances will be slimmer for those thunderstorms by Monday and Tuesday of next week. Here's your 7-day outlook for Eureka, the coast in general. A chance for showers Sunday. Again, a slimmer chance on Monday, but temperatures in the mid to upper 60s with those overnight lows in the mid to upper 50s.